Hey everyone, it's technology expert Burton Kelso here with another tech tip to help you get the most out of the technology in your life. Today we're talking about how to create better AI prompts. Now, if you have worked any at all with any of the generative AI tools out there, you'll understand that a prompt is probably one of the best things that you can learn in order to get more from the AI tools that you use. Now, AI isn't self-aware, so it can't read your mind, but it has to be given details as far as the information that you want to give out. So without a further ado, let's work with AI and figure out how you can create better prompts in order to get the responses that you want. So number one, you have to remember to treat or talk to AI like you would a human being. Now, those of you that are watching this video that are thinking that AI is designed to come alive, that's not the case. The word AI is just a term to let you know that you can talk to a machine like you would a human being. Now, unlike the old days of DOS and other programming tools, you don't have to use a bunch of machine-based language tools in order to talk to the computer. You can use everyday language in order to get the information that you want from AI and to get more from it and to get the responses you want. Now, when you're talking to it like a human, you might want to give it a persona of whatever you choose to use. So let me bring up an example of some chatbot tools and then we can work with it. Let me move to the desktop so that you can see what I'm talking about. So for example, let's say we're going to talk to it as a human. So we would want to start off with a short term. Let's go call mine female and call it Misha. So then if we do that, tell me a bedtime story. And then let's get that in there. I'm going to copy it too because I want you to see other things that you should do. So as you can see, there's a bedtime story done by my chatbot. Now, if I continue in this conversation, I can use the same word and say, Isha, can you shorten that to 200 words? I'm a little tired. So using that prompt, we're going to get 200 words out of this prompt. Now, keep in mind when you're using AI, you want to take advantage of the tools that AI has to offer. But also, let's go back and let's do a new chat. And these are some of the examples of prompts that you can use. Now, keep in mind that both Gemini gives you some prompts that you can use. Same thing with Copilot, gives you visuals and tools that you can use in order to generate prompts. And as you can see, these prompts are a little shorter and maybe not as detailed. Now, let's put that tool into Gemini. You can even change the name to Gemini because that's the name of the AI and tell it to tell you a bedtime story. Now, when you're using tools like Copilot and Gemini, you're better off maybe using it as its own name as opposed to a name that you make up. Same thing with Copilot. We're going to paste in there, get in the mode of giving it a name. And for now, I'm just going to call it Copilot because that's what it is. And put that prompt in there. Once we put that prompt, it's going to give us different stories. But as you can see, this gets you into the mindset of, well, let me go ahead and name this AI so I can get a little bit more out of this tool that I'm using. Now, when building the prompt, you also want to set the stage of what's going on in order to give you more of a concise prompt. Setting the stage allows your AI tool, regardless what you name it, what it's going to base its information on, considering the prompt that you put in. So when you're setting the stage, an example of that would be the following. let's get back to me. Let's get back to our AI tools. And let's go back to ChatGPT. To our desktop. And then setting the stage would be something like, hey, and we call this Misha. Now we want to add in, you've got a tool, I want to work out. Pretend you're my gym trainer, or what's a better word to use? Would be my personal trainer. Let's see what we get. I'm going to copy that. Make sure that we spell pretend right with the help of another AI tool called Grammarly, and then we're going to post our message. So there we are. And then of course when you set the stage, it lets it know that, okay, I'm more than just a tool that's going to give you some output. I'm actually here to help. I know what my role is, and I'm going to help you with that. So there we are. So now we can do the same thing with not only ChatGPT, we can go and do the same thing, but someone made a mistake. This just jumped right in, which is what I don't want. So I'm going to do a new chat. Make sure that we start at our base, a new conversation, which is also an important tool as far as getting great prompts. If you start with a new topic every time you do a chat, it's going to help the AI tool stay focused on what it's supposed to do. So switching back to our screen, we're going to go to submit. And then let's see if we get a different. But it also just dives right in with Gemini. Now using Copilot, we're going to stop responding to this. We're going to create a new chat and we're going to put our context in. We're going to hit go and let's see what we get from Copilot. And this is similar to Gemini, which is a tad bit different than ChatGPT, which is saying, okay, well, I get what you want, but let's go back. What are your fitness goals, etc., etc.? So it helps to use all of them in order to get a robust feedback or results when you're using other chatbot tools. Now, one of the other things as far as setting the stage is to give it an identity. Like I did before. So a role and setting the stage of what you're doing is important. And let's work that out a little better than I did previously. So if we're bringing up our chat tools, let's do a new chat with ChatGPT. So we would want to say, hey, Misha, I want to start working out. Setting the stage would be this. I want to lose about 20 pounds in the next 6 months. That's setting the stage. Now, let's go on with persona. I need you to act as my personal trainer. Can you give me some fitness tips to get started? So I'm going to highlight while we're doing that, and we're going to get our goals. Okay, so let's go to Gemini and see what we get. We're going to start a new chat with Gemini, put our same prompt in with our 3 most important things, which are talking to it like a human, telling it, let's fix this. There we go. And then the stage, giving it an identity, and then start with our prompt. So we cleaned it up a little with that other AI tool, Grammarly. But now Gemini is going to be a little bit more direct. Hey, I can't act as your personal trainer, but you need to consult with a healthcare professional, and here are some things that you can do in order to start out. And also, it gives you some other resources that you may find helpful. We're going to take that same prompt, start a new prompt, and go into Copilot and see what we get. So let's go ahead and submit. And I'm going to stop because guess what? I goofed up again. So I want to start working out is what I want to put in. And then let's go ahead and go and see what we get. And it's a little bit more up, and it gives you some tips that what you need to do, but at least it's acting like it wants to act as your fitness trainer, which is a good thing when dealing with AI prompts, to use them all to see what you get. Now, you've got to set limits with AI or else it's going to run amok on you. Now, one of the things that I do is to limit AI to using about 600 words or less when generating prompts. So a good example of that would be, let's get back to me and let's get back to our AI tools, and it just loses it when it starts to run together. So let's get back. Let's stop Copilot. Let's go back to ChatGPT and let's find a good argument to use. Let's just say, okay, can you give me tips, more tips in less than 600 words. So be sure to put that in as your prompt. So let's go back to the prompt. I've got it going. And there you go. So it's telling you absolutely. One of the other things that you can kind of do, sometimes you can't get everything all in one prompt. And you can just continue the conversation and say, that's great, but can you think of anything else I need to do? So then it's going to say, okay, well, here's some more. I've got you covered. So you can continue the conversation because AI stores all your previous prompts and you can just continue that conversation going on, but make sure that you use the following rules so that AI doesn't lose itself. Now, one of the last things that I would recommend that you do is to make sure that you have fun with AI as far as your prompts are concerned. Use your imagination and just let go and figure out and just work with it until you push AI to its limits. Some of the things that you can do just for play in order to get that conversation started is to go through and put different scenarios in and see what it comes at. If you're a business owner, you can say, hey, what do you think I should do if my business lasts 30 years? I've been in business 10 years. What do you think I should do? Another prompt could be just using plain fiction or science fiction. What would happen if Superman became immune to kryptonite? What things that you think he would be able to do in order to take his superheroism to the next level? But the more you interact and play with AI, then the better off you're going to get when you're using AI. Some other things you can think of as far as prompts are concerned is to remember to re-ask questions with ChatGPT and other tools if you don't get the responses that you want. You would also consider just creating a new tab or new response every time that you use AI. When you start new responses, it helps refreshing your generative chatbot to come up with new and improved responses if the ones that you're getting aren't right. Also, you want to make sure, at least with ChatGPT, that you cite sources so that you can find out where the information is coming from. And also, when you're using generative AI prompts, don't think that you're just going to use the information from scratch. Understand that you're just trying to get a foundation for whatever it is that you're trying to create if you're writing a blog post or social media. But if you're just looking for general information, use ChatGPT, Gemini, and Copilot so that you can get a full answer on what you're going to or what you're trying to look up information on. So, and then finally, always make sure that you're asking the same question to each of the chatbots that I did. Same thing for text and for images so that you can get more from your AI chatbot. Now, it's going to include one more that I think is pretty funny. So let me bring up Bard, or not Bard. I want to bring up Copilot. So give me a second. I'm going to find Copilot from this range of generative AI tools that I have. So I've got Copilot. Let me start a new chat. Let me switch to Copilot. And one of the things that you would consider when it comes to image generation is to make sure that if you say, can you create a picture of a nurse? Now, sometimes what it will do, meaning Copilot, and some of the AI generators, is that rather than saying, I'll try to create that and bring up the menu, sometimes it will say, well, here is what a picture of a nurse would look like. And then you're in this situation where you're getting a description of what a nurse should look like as opposed to an actual image. So always specify that you want a picture of a nurse. And as you can see, if you just give a generalized picture, it'll tell you what you want. So you may have to add something like make the nurse wear glasses, that up. And here's one of the things that I was talking about. Nurse is ready, and so you may have to actually go back and say, can you generate an image of and we'll say a male nurse this time, wearing glasses in a hospital. And then say, can you do that for me, Copilot, to talk to it like a human? So let's see what we get. And here, there's another depiction of a male wearing glasses. Now, sometimes if you wait around or rephrase your prompt, then you can get it going. But other things that you can do with image generation, we'll paste and do a 3D realistic picture, and be sure to put create. Do our last image and let's see what we get. Now I will tell you, with Copilot and some of the other tools, it'll bring up the photos like I'm showing here of the 4 images that it will generate. Now obviously it's going to take a few seconds. We'll wait for our last image, but hopefully this is giving you some ideas of how you can invoke more out of creating better prompts from your AI tool. Now finally, we got our photo, and then it just says, okay, I'm going to create a nurse. So use your imagination, input more tools, talk to it like a human, and set the stage of maybe why you want the picture, and you will get the same results as you would as you create images. So with that said, if you have comments or questions about prompts, leave them in the comments section below. I will tell you that as of this video, Copilot, as far as a generative AI tool, seems to be doing a better job at images than the free version of ChatGPT, which ain't gonna do it. Well, we'll just say the paid version, and with the free version of Gemini. And with every video, be sure to share it, like it, and comment, because I know you know of some people out there that struggle with technology in their life and need someone like me to help them out. Now, my goal with every video is to make sure that you're getting out or the most out of the technology that you're using at home and at work. I love technology. I've read all the manuals, and I'm serious about making technology fun, safe, and easy to use for everyone. So take care of yourself and do many things to make you smile. And thanks for watching.